Okay, this is the February 28th, 2022 meeting of the Marketing Committee of the Troy Community Land Bank, and it is beginning at 4 o'clock p.m. The time right now is 4:02.
Okay, I guess I'll call the meeting to order and do roll call. Jeanette Nicholson,
Present.
Andrew Cooper,
Here.
and Suzanne Spellin here, and Tony Tozzi joining us
Here.
as well.
Wouldn't miss it.
Okay, so on our agenda today is the website rebuild discussion.
Got minutes on there too, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah. Do we have a motion? Has everyone seen the minutes?
I'm doing a
And
quick
if-
review right this minute, if you give me 30 seconds.
Yep.
I actually wrote these, I believe. Which doesn't mean anything stupendous, but
They look okay to me. I'll motion to
Okay.
approve.
Yes, sure.
Okay, and I also so vote aye.
I
Aye.
Minutes are passed. It's a great thing about having 3 people.
It's much easier. Imagine if it was a dictatorship.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Tanks would be rolling.
Oh, geez, don't even.
Who motioned and seconded? I missed it.
I motion.
Okay,
I
thanks.
seconded.
All right, thanks, guys. Sorry I missed it.
Okay, so our only agenda item is discussing and hopefully resolving some issues about the website so that it can go live after what, 2 years or whatever, depending on the money, I guess, but at least we got all of our stuff done.
Yeah, I thought the pictures were certainly acceptable, Suzanne. I thought, you showed some really nice properties. So why not?
Okay, I got a couple more I found. If you want to look at them, I can screen share, but they're North Central.
Right. That's
Sure.
which is really what we wanted.
Okay, well, that's one down. We can, I'll send them, Tony, I'll put them in a folder and you can send them to Vibrant.
Okay, yep.
So I'm looking at the punch list that Tony sent us. Does everybody have that available?
I actually don't, but I can get it available.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not sure how to do it on my computer, so I was gonna go get my
Do you have any email?
iPad and. Oh,
Okay.
well, I don't know how to access my email while still.
Well, you can minimize the Zoom meeting so that the box is much smaller, and then you can just go to your email.
Minimize, huh?
Yeah, in the view on the upper right-hand side.
Yep. Manage participant show chat.
No,
Let me just go get my. I'll
go
just
all the
go
way
get
to
my.
the top,
Yeah.
and it says view, and it has a box with 9 squares.
No.
Oh, okay.
It has a box with show manage participants and show chat. Only 2 choices.
Oh, okay.
So
Never mind.
anyway, I'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
You can start without me for sure.
Well, so the first thing on the list, just starting at the top, is the translation thing. So there's no translation available unless we pay. Is that what we gather from that?
That's my understanding, and there are options available, but we just.
Oh, there always is if you want to pay. There's always someone who'll take your money. So I mean, is that I feel like I might have suggested that. I can't remember. But if it's
Yeah, it
not,
was you.
I take full responsibility. I mean, my take on this now, because of urgency and needing to get it out, is if it's not required, then it's fine not to do it unless people disagree.
Kind of required, but not right from the get-go. So with enterprise, part of the round 4.2 funding was for us to be able to, help with language barriers.
Sure.
So part of that, I think part of that was that we were going to, no, I'm sorry. For the deliverables, we weren't even talking about rebuilding the website at that point. So it's not a deliverable to enterprise, but I'm sure they'd like to see it. So it's something.
My immediate take is that the most important thing to have translated is, say, the application, or
which is,
things like that.
Yeah, our application, we have a Spanish and an English version already.
Yeah. So I mean, that seems like the first step, and so I feel like there's probably other priorities to worry about before this. Then, if it's not
I agree.
I mean, I fully think it should be on the list of things to work towards. I just, there's probably other things here that need to come first, like getting the website out and publish,
Yeah.
I believe is the term I'm struggling for there.
Yeah.
Ooh, punch list. I have it in front of me now, but
So
Yeah, we're talking about the translation link
number something or other.
2.
2, yeah. So I came in where Andrew was saying, well, if we want to pay for it, it's there, but otherwise it's not. Is that correct?
Yeah, he
well-
was saying that our application is in English and Spanish, but nothing else is at this point.
Well,
And perhaps, it's something we should do and would like to do, but we probably have more important priorities, such as getting it live. And we can worry about that a little bit later.
agreed.
Yeah, how would that work? Would it have to be a link to the site done in another language, Spanish probably? Or does
well,
it go
there's-
through Google Translate, or how does that
part of
work?
the problem is Google Translate is going away, I guess. But I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I'm told, that they're going to, which doesn't make sense to me because it's pretty popular. But that's what I've heard from a few different sources. But I think, there's different ways to do it. You could copy and paste text and, click translate to whatever language. And I think that's more or less how Google did it. And then there's probably software, and I'm sure there is, that if you're looking at something, you can probably just click a flag and it'll convert it into, your language of choice. That's how the state does it, and that would be more user friendly. It's probably more money, but
Yeah. Oh, and I'm sure you could pay someone to actually maintain 2 websites or however many websites in multiple languages. Which is even more money.
well, that's
But
why I think the
probably-
software would be probably a better way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you can replace a human translator for making sure you get everything, but I'm sure that's super expensive, and I wouldn't think it would ever
Oh
be.
God, yeah,
worth it.
that's.
Well,
But
I
you can
think-
always tell machine translated versus.
Yeah, you get some
You know.
strange things.
Yeah, I mean, it's still usable though. And that would anyway. So
Yeah, they're not good with idiomatic phrases.
right.
But anyway, I think we could, put that off to the side and then maybe do some research as to what it would cost to get the software or something like that. But it's
Yeah,
nothing
I
I
don't-
want to spend a lot of time on.
exactly. I mean, are we gonna go through these point by point, or are we just gonna try and get what needs to be done on there and up?
Well, a lot of it is done, so I think we're only going to really talk about the stuff that we have to do.
Let's do it.
Okay. So the broker's link. Um, what do we need information from Sherry, correct?
Yeah. I'll ask again. Sherry is
So
really.
they haven't provided it?
No. So Sherry's really good at a whole bunch of things, but when I ask her for pictures and, links and that kind of stuff.
Wouldn't it be on her business card, Tony?
Yeah, it would be. Well, she should be able to give me, direct links to her website, which is what we would want to do. And then, kind of a card that you could just have her email be a live email, have her phone be a live phone. So you just click it and you just go there. That's what I'm used to seeing anyhow.
Yeah, in lieu of whatever is coming from her eventually, and or any other things of that nature, can we ask Vibrant to put in whatever we can and say more coming soon, link
Yeah,
coming
or
soon?
can't we list her as our broker and get
Yeah,
the
like we could
contact
put the name
information?
and whatever in text and
Right.
say link coming soon. I mean, I don't know if Vibrant may have something to say about that as an ongoing thing. They might want it to be done or not done, but to get it out and to have something there instead of nothing, I would suggest we look at that as an alternative for expediency.
It'd be really simple to just go and copy her website address and.
Yeah, well, but maybe they wanted to link to a certain part of the site, and I sort of presented that as there might be other issues just like this. Like, well, we don't have this thing yet, we're waiting. Well, can we put something there so that
Well,
we can?
that's kind of what I'm saying too. I mean, it's be kind of quick and dirty. Just here's the link to her website instead of, her logo or whatever that you just click.
Well, right, yeah, the picture that's also a link or what? Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
If she's not forthcoming with it, let's get it done however closely we can to approximate what it's going to be.
Yeah,
Is my
exactly.
feeling. I mean,
Yep.
we can keep delaying this till the cows come home.
Yeah.
True enough.
The cows already came home. We're already.
Yeah,
The cows have
they
come
came home and they
Some
had
of them have
dinner and
died,
left
others have
again.
had baby
Okay.
cows, and those
I'll
baby
have to
cows
find
have
another
lasted.
analogy.
So Tony, I don't remember, but when we had Greg, we just had a link to his site, right?
Actually it was the same kind of thing. I asked him for like a live business card, so to speak. And I can't tell you how many times I asked him for it and he never got it to me.
Well, let's just put their name and contact info and they can,
Yeah.
Yeah, and a link to if you have a link to the site, whatever part of the site, whatever, put it in there.
Yeah.
And anyone who's interested in anything can take it from there, at least for the time being.
Exactly.
Okay. Number 5, partners links. Create a link to a page or a series of links for TCLB partners such as Trip, Home Quarters, the city, etc. That should be pretty easy. I mean,
Yeah.
Does that page exist somewhere on the site? Because there needs to be a place for that stuff. Like, so isn't that's somewhat Vibrant's responsibility, right?
Yeah. So I don't know if it's on the site.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it. I looked at the site last time you sent the link out. I don't remember seeing that, but I don't know. Doesn't mean I wasn't there.
yeah, on a lot of websites, it's just in the corner somewhere and, it says links and it's no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be labeled partners. It should have some, some meaningful label.
Yeah.
Community partners, I mean, something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But yeah, so Vibrant needs to make that, location, and then we can similarly, there might be more, I don't know. So Tony, are we waiting for links and contact info from whoever? Do we have a list of partners? that we
Well,
want on
actually,
there?
we're doing the annual report right now. And ironically, in email today, Teresa and I were going back and forth on, okay, who's our list of partners?
Yeah,
So we've got a pretty good list, and we just want to make sure we're not missing anybody, and subsequently.
well, I'm sure we can add to it. Like,
Right.
I would, as with the other, our other decision there, send what we've got and say, put this there and make sure that the page would support adding additional. I mean, of course it would. It's probably just gonna be a list, a bulleted list or something with links, but as long as there's room to make additions, we go with what we've got.
Good
Yeah,
idea.
and the other thing is to reach out to all those partners and ask them for their digital stuff.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, if they send it, great. And if they don't,
Then we know. they
Well,
don't want it.
usually,
we've
I
got.
mean, when I click on the trip link, it takes me to, the trip homepage, and then I can go anywhere I want from there. So just having that would be way better than zip
Yep.
for each of them.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can't imagine anyone would take issue with us putting a link to their site on our site. Sometimes people, you want to make sure that's okay, but I don't
Well,
know. If it's to their home, like to the home page of their site, it's a public
Right.
internet page. Like sometimes they don't want you to link to whatever, some random page inside their site, but
well, I would be, and I know we want to get this done quick and dirty to get it done, but in the final form, I would like to ask them for, a digital image,
yeah.
a
Oh, yeah.
digital link. So, digital image link, I guess is what it would be called in my terms. So,
Yeah, so they should, I mean, they should control their brand, as
Yeah,
people say,
absolutely.
right? But if they're not gonna, then we'll do it for
We'll
them.
you're gonna be our partner whether you want to be or not.
That's right.
Yep.
It's
Okay,
better
so
to, no, go ahead.
we're gonna roll on down to number 7. For the contact email address, there should be 2. One would be Tony's email and would cover general land bank questions, and another for our broker.
It would vary at different places on the site.
Yeah. So what we're waiting for on that one is broker info, correct?
Yep, and Colleen from Sherry's office has joined the meeting. Hi, Colleen.
She shows muted on my screen. Oh,
Yeah.
not now.
Hi, Colleen. No.
She's
Comes in-
muted.
that mic keeps coming and going.
Sherry.
Okay,
is on
well, we'll get
vacation
back
this
to
week, so-
that.
Yeah.
Cover page pictures, we just talked about that, so that we just have to send those. Future upgrades when the site is live, so we can't really worry about that at this point.
So I see the policies. I don't know if you, Suzanne, has intentionally skipped that, but those are on the site now. Tony, is that what done means?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
And updated.
Well, who wrote done on this one? Did you type done in there?
I think Vibrant did. Pretty sure Vibrant would have done that.
Okay.
Let's see.
Are they updated though, Tony? I mean, up to
Um,
221 or something?
Well,
That's a good
I
point.
don't know when the last policies changed, right?
The last time we
Well-
had any policy change was December of 2020.
Okay,
So
So-
I just opened up that test site. I'm clicking policies. I see strategic planning, acquisitions, maintenance, rehab, property sales, and then a year list of expanded, like 2022, 2021, 2020. Although there's nothing listed underneath any of those years.
So it's not there.
When I clicked any of these four like banners that say property sales, maintenance, rehab, acquisitions, and strategic planning, nothing
Yeah,
happens.
They're not here.
So I don't think there's anything there. It looks like, I mean, I like that layout, but I don't think any content has been uploaded. We have a framework, but no content.
I wonder if it's somewhere else in here.
So I guess
So
I
the-
disagree that that's done. I mean,
So
I
with-
may be misunderstanding the meaning of that word, but
Tony, do you know if with this test site that any updates they did do would show up on it, or is that a static test site from last time?
Well, the meeting stuff is there. As of November 2021. But I really thought we had our policy stuff in there, so maybe it was there and it's gone. But I mean, it's blank, 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 blank. So, and it's easy enough to port over from our existing site over there. So I'll just ask Rick, can you just carry it all over? I don't even know that it needs to be broken out by year. Some things are not. Like the annual budgets are attributable to a specific year, but our bylaws are really ongoing.
yeah, right. Like they're not, unless it's important to capture when things changed.
And I don't think it does, because we
But-
have files and records of that, but I mean, people could get confused if they go and click the 2018 bylaws, because they're gonna be not current.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you really want just the current stuff, and it should have a date on it that says, last
Yeah.
updated. But
Yep.
Okay, so Tony, you're gonna check to make sure they do that. But the information exists, so it's not like it has to be something that's created, correct?
Yeah, it does, it just needs to be ported over
Okay,
from our site to the new site.
okay. Would they be able to do that? I mean, are we financially able to have them do that, or is that part of something we've paid for already?
I think it's part of the contract, but if it's not, I mean, it's really not hard for me to go through our website and click, 20 links and just copy paste, send them over, and it's done.
Okay,
And that might actually be even better, because then
then you
the
know
things
it's
that are
done.
attributable to a year would be in the right spot. Things that shouldn't be attributable to a year, would be in the ongoing section. Or whatever.
I mean, I would confirm with them that if you add things to that development site, that when it's eventually published, everything would go.
That,
Like,
well,
so when we click that site, it's a development site. That's not, hosted. That's probably hosted at their office or something on a computer.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but eventually it's going to be, I forget whoever we're paying for web hosting, but through them, it's going to be, they're going to move all the information somewhere to some other computer, I think. So we just want to make sure, I don't know the technical process, but all I know is that's not a public site, right? So when it goes public, there will be changes somehow, somewhere that make it public. And I would just want to make sure if you're uploading content to that
oh,
development.
no, what I would be doing is emailing it directly to Rick.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like somehow.
No, you wouldn't
stuff on there.
want that.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to say that exactly, but that's sort of where I was going.
Yeah.
Okay,
So email away.
are we
Yeah.
ready to move on here? Where are we? 10? So that's after the website goes public, which is not anything we can control at the moment. Number 11, the bios.
Yeah, wanted to
yeah.
talk about that for a couple of reasons. We also would like to put it in as part of the annual report presentation. So it seems really impractical to try to get us all together as a group, because it would probably be tough to get everyone together at one time in one space to take a picture. So I was gonna send out an email, but I didn't want to do it until after I talked to you guys. I'd like to send out an email to the board to ask if they can send in a headshot and a short bio.
Do you have some guidelines? It says templated design done.
Well, I think that probably just means he's created the space to plug it into,
Oh,
but he certainly doesn't have anyone's pics. So, does that make sense?
Is there some kind of a guideline as to how many words the bio should be, so we don't get 2 sentences from one person and half a page from someone else?
I can ask Rick, because he did mention that. And you're exactly right. Most people want to see a bio that is, not too short. They want it to be a specific, 4 lines, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that for all whom it applies, and I think it's everyone, identify how long we've lived in the city or what our connection is to the community. And then, I don't know, whatever else.
So
Whatever other background
a
is
longer
relevant.
list of criteria then.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, we need a
So-
list of criteria or
Yeah.
talking
'cause-
points or
yeah,
however you
some
want to phrase
guidelines.
The I'm looking at the website, and I don't know if you've all seen it, but there's a who we are, meet the board, and then there's like a sort of staggered one person, and each, this is just the layout, but each person has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7 lines of text that are half a page wide. So that's probably 3 or 4 sentences max. Now that's just how it looks. It doesn't mean they couldn't be longer. But it looks perfectly fine to me as it is. People aren't going to read 3 paragraphs, right? Unless they're
Yeah.
looking for something to
No.
complain about. And so
Yeah,
maybe we don't give it to them.
Yeah, I think they just want, if they even care, they just want to see that the people on the board have a connection to Troy or the specific communities we work in, and what kind of expertise we have or something. I don't
Mhm.
think they, care who our 5th grade teacher was or
Right.
and certainly you're not going to get my address, but just, just general stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
do we want to
But
come up with
I
that
don't know
list
who.
here, or?
Pardon
Sorry?
me?
Do we want to come up with that list here, or do you want me to kind of throw something together to circulate, or just ask Rick what he thinks it ought to be?
I mean, I think we can decide. I don't know. We can decide. I don't know that the.
Let's not take up our time deciding what should be on there.
Yeah, the only consultation I think that might be warranted is Kate, is if there are any legal implications, things we should or shouldn't say, or I mean, I couldn't tell you what that would be, but I don't know.
Never hurts to ask Kate.
Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you get to decide, Tony, what we. Everybody's going to look for someone else to say what we should put in there.
That's dangerous. Okay, I'll throw a list together. You guys can tell me where I'm wrong. How's that?
We could also look
Okay.
at other
Yeah,
I was
like
thinking the same
Albany
thing.
or
look at
Syracuse
Albany's
or
site. I think I have theirs bookmarked. Maybe I'll look
yeah,
at
that never hurts. Okay, so our assignment for ourselves is to look at other websites, just an idea of what other people have. And Tony's going to throw together a short list, right? And check with Kate. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what do we got? Meetings calendar, that's been done. Deadline for applications and all that stuff is on the site, correct?
Let's see. Somebody lost the website. Where the heck did it go?
So FYI, Albany County just has names, and then they've got the chair, vice chair, treasurer, secretary, member. That's all they have about any particular person. Name and a role that they have.
Okay.
That
no
makes
bios.
updating pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a little biographical information is good, but only just a little.
So, Tony, the other stuff, all that stuff on the meetings calendar segment, all of that is there?
The meetings are, I'm checking on resolutions right now. Well, let's see, maybe there.
Yeah, Syracuse Land Bank has the same, just the names and the titles. But we don't have to do or not do whatever the people do.
Well, minimally, I think we need that, right? The list, the names, and identify either member or chair or whatever.
The resolutions are really,
Titles.
There we go.
resolutions are really spotty. It looks like about half the meetings have resolutions. And maybe we had a lot of meetings without any resolutions, but I doubt it. So something's not quite right.
Yeah, I mean, I think some explanation is needed, especially if they think they've done it, but we disagree. Or if they're not, did they need us to identify even what resolutions are? Or if we're providing content, are they interpreting what they get and maybe they don't always notice there's a resolution? Like, I don't know how that, like.
Well, I know on our website, the resolutions are up to date. The calendars.
Oh, so they can look at our current website and capture all the.
Or I could just go through our website and email to them. But that would be.
I feel like they should be able to go to a public website and pull out the content they need.
Yeah.
One would hope.
Well, that's what they did with the meetings. I didn't send that to them. They pulled it. So
yeah. So the question is, if they've done some of that, why haven't they done all of it?
I'll ask.
Yeah. I mean, is it a time issue? They just haven't gotten to it, and is that acceptable, or is it a? I don't know. I don't want to assume. Like I said, there could be a communication problem or a misunderstanding. They don't, but it doesn't seem that complicated to me.
No, it shouldn't be. I mean, it's all right there. So. Our website, the properties are okay. They're largely accurate. The meetings are very accurate, with the exception we're missing a ton of agendas. The resolutions are all there, all the meeting agendas, all the meeting videos. So all that's there. Doesn't seem like it would be all that difficult for him to pull it over, and he's done it with the meeting. So I'll ask him what the issue is, because it's not there. Well, it's half there.
Okay. By the way, Kingston Land Bank, they've got photographs of their executive director, their chief financial officer, and their construction project manager. And then the rest of their board, they have listed, and they also have their committees listed with the names of the people on the committees.
Onward.
Well, that's on our website now. keep losing this thing.
What's next?
Okay. So we're gonna see about all that stuff that can be ported over. And now we are on errors, corrections, and missing information. B, on the properties page, the contact info should be the broker's link and info, definitely not Tony's.
Not for
So
properties.
that's something we have to do. C, on the work with us page, the RFPs, RFQs, REI should be spelled out so that people know what those initials mean.
I did that on our website, by the way.
Okay.
Our
D.
And that is the case on the demo or the dev site, although it's inconsistent.
What are you looking at?
So there on the work with us page, there's like several banners. The first one says request for proposals and requests for quotes, and they're all spelled out, just words. And then the next banner says request for expressions of interest, parentheses, REI, close parentheses. Well, RFP should follow request for proposals, like, because underneath that it says the following RFP is due. Well, it's pretty obvious that's what RFP is, but they're not linked together.
Consistent.
Like that's a
Yeah,
pretty standard.
they should put the abbreviation
It should,
on
yeah,
all of them.
and it should follow. I mean,
Yeah.
request for expressions of interest, parentheses REI, is how it should be done, and that's how it should be done each time. Like each first use, our request for proposals RFP, and request for quotes RFQ.
Yep.
Like,
That should take less than 2 minutes for them to
It's-
correct.
I mean, it's basic editing, but it's
Yeah, let's get to it.
that's disappointing. Like, I don't know, it seems like they're sort of not that they haven't done work, but it's sort of randomly distributed throughout the website. Like,
Yeah, it's like somebody sits down and does something and then gets distracted and never
yeah,
finishes
yeah,
it.
something. So
Okay. Moving right along, on the contacts list, the map should open up to cover North Central neighborhood. Right now, it's centered on downtown. If the map is as it now appears because it relates to my office, I get that. But what we really, if that's the case, we really need another map that centers on North Central.
And that should be easy enough to get.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a screen capture from Google.
Suzanne, what number are you on?
Number 13,
Okay.
issue D.
Okay, I just lost, got it.
yeah, and that map is a live map. Like you can scroll it around.
Yeah. But if you're not from Troy, you need to know where to scroll to.
It should be
That's-
North Central.
Yep.
It is, I can tell you by looking at it. And Tony's
Somebody playing music?
breaking up.
Yeah, Tony's breaking
Your
up.
audio, we lost your audio, Tony. You froze there for a minute.
Oh, geez. Is it better?
But I can tell you, looking at the page, there's a little pin, as they say, like what's on the map,
Oh, okay. All right.
and that's 200 Broadway, Suite 701.
Yeah.
So that is why the map starts there, because that address has the little map pin off to the side. I don't know that it's actually on the map, though. Yeah, it is on the map. So
It is.
that's why it's that way. And maybe it should stay that way as a contact reference. But then, yeah, if we should have another map where the properties are.
And that's kind of what I was saying.
Yeah.
We definitely need a map of North Central, and if he's just trying to show where I live, then.
For the
simple enough.
offices, yeah, it's not really relevant to where the properties are.
No,
No, it's relevant to contacting Tony, like where our offices are. And that's what that's the contact page. But then, yeah, put a map on the properties page too.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll tell them that and get that done. So Tony's email address, they corrected that. They took off the fax machine.
That we don't have.
And Tony was wondering if we should get on our mailing list section link. I think that's a good idea.
What do we have to mail?
No, it would just be an
Email.
email address so that if we
Ah.
ever sent out,
Oh.
maybe we could send out a
RFPs.
postcard saying we're having a meeting or something like,
Yeah, our
a
annual
digital-
meeting, sure.
It's-
I mean,
Okay.
if we have a list, I bet we use it. If we
Yeah.
don't have a list, we're
Can't
not
use it.
gonna use it because we don't have it.
Right. Got it.
Well,
Got
it's
it.
like the city has an email blast list, so.
Okay, so Tony,
I'll ask Rick to put that together. I think I already have asked him to do that.
okay,
There
the
is not
next-
currently a sign me up on my add me to your mailing list in the footer though.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I'm.
That still needs to be added.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I hear you. That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it to Rick and it's not there.
Okay, so 14, 15, and 16 and 17 are things that need to be done by us, and we've talked about all of them. Content being ported over, the photographs sent to them, the bio, we got to get that together, and the real estate bio stuff we have to get from Sherry. So that's really our punch list.
Yeah. Can we emphasize to Colleen that we need this stuff from Sherry? She apparently still is on mute. So, but if you're listening, Colleen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Ah,
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank God. Okay. Still says mute on my end, but yes, I can get a bio together and all the information that's on here.
like, yeah, the contact info.
Yes, I'll get that over to Tony tomorrow.
Great. Thank
Great.
you.
Great,
Cool.
yeah, send,
Thanks, Lon.
more is better than less. We may not use everything you give us, but better
Okay.
to, I would say, whatever you
Yep.
think might have a
Send
place
whatever
on the site. We'll maybe find a place for it.
Exactly.
I could definitely do that. Thank you.
Okay, numbers 18 and 19 are about property listings. We need a layout template of a property listing and a placeholder for a link to the MLS. We were wondering Tony was wondering about what property would be hosted on our website versus what is on the MLS broker managed page. Are they the same, different, whatever? So that's a conversation I guess Tony needs to have with Sherry and the team, right?
I guess it would depend on what do you want. I believe we can link it to the multiple listing. What I'm seeing on, if I'm looking at the right site, is that once you click on something, it's gone. You're gone from the Troy website. So
Well, you can
no getting
set it
back
up.
to,
They can set it up so that our website stays and it just opens a new tab.
which I think would be very important.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
That's a great
opens a
observation.
new window instead of cutting us off.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I
If
think we
you
just
want to be
really
linked
need,
to the multiple listing, we can do that, I believe. Trying to think.
there are gonna be some properties, like things that we have land banked that. I'll just say land bank, no link.
I'm not getting you. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So I think when we have things that are listed for sale, then maybe it should just be very simple. You click it, it goes over to the real estate website. But then there'll be other properties that are land banked that aren't for sale. And we probably just need to say that on our website.
I think the
I think you're frozen now, Andrew.
Tony, we're losing your audio again. I didn't-
Yeah, Tony, your signal is going away. We didn't hear anything you just said in the last couple of minutes.
Good, I thought
your
it was me.
and your image is frozen.
Uh,
I can't read his lips.
You're not moving.
I can hear you guys loud and clear.
Can't hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're not coming through at all.
sorry.
Uh, Looking at the current template for properties on the dev site, I have just one thing that sort of occurs to me. I don't know how much detail goes there, but I assume we'll have a picture. And I have to say, one of the things that infuriates me with all sorts of listings on the internet is it seems like the picture of however many there are that gets selected for the one you see is randomly selected. And it could be like a stairway for a house instead of from the street of the house. So my only thought is we want to be careful and clear about how we select whatever photo is on the land bank site. Once they click through to whatever listing they're clicking through to, I assume there'll be lots of pictures, and then fine, they can click through. But the one that's on the site shouldn't be some random like living room picture of a house. Or,
What do you think about Street View?
whatever. Yeah.
I mean,
sometimes
just
the
as a
street views
standard.
aren't what you want. I assume we'll have a picture from the street. But yeah, I would usually the facade of the building, right? Like you want to see the front of the building, unless there's some other particular. But it should be done. There should be a decision made, is what I'm saying. That the picture is the one we want, as opposed to. It seems like sometimes it's a random, like. I mean, I'm sure you've seen that. You're like, why is this the picture I'm seeing?
Yeah, a doorknob.
Yeah, like it's just like, what am I looking at? And
Why don't we just
we
say,
should avoid that.
the facade as a standard to use.
Yeah.
And then go on from there.
Yep.
Once that seems reasonable, don't you think?
And I don't know that it's a big deal, and I just wanted to make sure it was clear that I
Well, it is
I
a
don't know
big
how
deal.
it'll work if we link through to another listing. Sometimes it just seems like random stuff shows up, and I want to make sure that what we have on our site is a good.
Yeah, maybe it needs to be static in some way, because I think that happens because the link happens to transfer over to a random picture on the listing.
Yeah, exactly. I think that is often the case. So just something that occurs to me. I don't. Otherwise, the layout that we have here, whatever, looks fine to me.
Yeah.
It's except for, like I said, the pictures. And I'm looking at the pictures, and one of them is like the satellite view, and I'm thinking, why? It's not an empty lot. If it's an empty lot, okay. I know it says vacant lot now that I look at it, but it's not a vacant lot in the example, but it's just an example. So anyway, that's all I got for that.
Okay. Property listings, add some disclaimer language on the properties page in case there are listings that are inaccurate or no longer available. Example given, please confirm all listing details with broker, or even the standard real estate disclaimer, all info believed to be accurate, or whatever the standard info is. Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is not on the example page. I don't know that. I think that was my suggestion, and I don't know that it's necessary, but I just sort of felt like it maybe was necessary or should be, or is just a good idea. But it's not currently there. The header
Yeah,
says,
I think some kind of disclaimer is, because somebody could say, I really want this property, and now you're telling me it's gone. There
right.
should be something that says that something.
And it's only because I want to start a business and you don't want my business and blah, blah.
Yep, and there you go.
Off it goes. So yeah, that is not currently there. Again, there might be other considerations on that, but
Okay, moving on. Overall design Links, buttons, etc. should be labeled consistent with their destination. See examples and comments. Meeting calendar and or buttons links should provide explicit information to their destination. The learn more button is too vague. How does a person know what page will display when clicking learn more? This particular button seems to reload the home page. If this button is functioning as intended, it should be labeled home or perhaps Troy Community Land Bank. So that's something that they got to take care of. Do they know about it, Tony?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, we went through all this.
Okay. Is that
Um,
something they're gonna, do we have to bug them 16 times or
it looks
will
like
they
we're
do
going
it?
to, yeah.
Okay.
It's not gonna
Well,
get done by the end of
that's the
March.
list. Anybody think of anything else we need to tell them or anything we need to do or Sherry and the team needs to do or the larger land bank board aside from the bios?
I think I'm gonna need to
If
stress
we're gonna
again
use them.
that this has to be done by the end of March. I
Well,
don't know if
let's
you guys
get
can
to
hear me.
it.
Yeah, well, I've told Rick that, and I don't say I was gonna get it done by the end of March.
What, am I making this up, you guys? Didn't we think about asking perhaps, the attorney to give Vibrant a call and rattle their cage a little bit since she recommended them?
Yep,
Didn't we sort of say that might be a thing to do?
yeah, so I scheduled my meeting with Rick and and copied Kate. Rick got back to me, we got a meeting set, and then Kate wasn't available at that time, so
Well, can she at least give them a call, Tony, or do something? Because, you know,
yeah.
we can't keep sitting on our hands because they're not moving. Do they understand? Perhaps I won't, well, I don't know. What happens if it's not done?
Well,
We lose the money, they don't get paid?
the thing is, in our round 4.2 deliverables that have to be completed by the end of March, that we've already received funds for, we have to have this website completed. If we're not complete, Tanya will probably, threaten something. She's not gonna wanna go through the effort of taking $5,000 back. But I made it really, really, really crystal clear to Rick. It's gotta be done, gotta be done, gotta be done by the end of March. And I also made it crystal clear, March is my busiest month times 2. And, you gotta get this going. And he's not. So,
And no, without explanation or excuse, like, is there we're not hearing that there are reasons?
And what good reason could it be?
I don't know that there is one. I'm just curious
Right.
if there was even acknowledgement.
this is
If
frustrating.
Kate can't light a fire under his butt, then I mean, I don't know what else to suggest. Because there's not much more that we can do. I mean, he's either gotta give us something that we can give him some more feedback about, or I don't know. I mean, it's like,
I don't, I made it, I could not have made it more clear. It's gotta be done by the end of March. And I walked him through all of this stuff. And I thought it was explained okay. I mean, certainly with all the stuff that's not here.
Most of it is just inserting things that shouldn't take all that long. I
Yeah,
would think it could be done in a couple of days. It's
yeah,
not rocket science.
and
It's really popping in the bios, popping in the pictures, popping in the links, the RFPs and all that other stuff. It's nothing like you have to, redesign it and so it doesn't collapse or anything like that.
And telling him the end of March isn't really gonna help us. I mean, he's gonna have to give us another version, I would guess, so that we can make sure it's what we want.
Well, that's why I'm saying
Before-
there's no way this is gonna be done by the end of March to meet Enterprise's deadline.
Well,
There's
maybe
just
it
no
will
way.
be if you light a fire under his butt.
Well, like I said, I mean, I can
Not,
have
I
Kate
mean,
yell,
I-
I can have Kate yell at him, but I made it absolutely crystal clear that programmatically, I had to have this done by the end of March. And I told him that months and months ago. So,
Well, we can keep having this conversation. And, it's still not
probably
gonna
will.
happen, so.
So can, as far as property listings and the stuff that the broker needs to do, can I work directly with, what is this guy's name, Rick? To get this part of it?
that would actually save a step, yeah. And it would probably be more accurate because it'll be direct communication and not me translating things.
Okay. I could definitely appreciate that. Yeah, if you want to face in the morning or email me his contact information, or, email both of us so he knows that I'm going to call him. And then I can figure out what he needs and get him whatever he needs.
That'll be great.
Thank you.
No problem. That's what I do.
Too bad you're not Rick.
Well, actually, I have designed a web page or two.
Yeah, I think that's, well, anyway.
Okay, meeting wise,
Great job, Suzanne.
yeah, I can read off of a sheet.
Sometimes that's a lot. Don't
4
diminish
years
it.
of college.
I can follow a list. Be surprised how many people struggle with that. So.
Yeah, I
Indeed.
know.
Don't sell
Um,
yourself short.
So, long story short, we will do what we have to do. We will, and the only thing that really requires a whole lot of effort on everyone else except Tony is writing a bio, and we need some advice on that. And as soon as we get it, Tony, I'll send it to everybody. You don't have to do everything.
I appreciate that. If you have
And
time, 'cause
anything else,
you're as busy as I am.
Well, I just would make a suggestion for simplicity, as opposed to putting the bio requirement in there. We could just follow, the example of other land banks and list the titles. Just,
just for now.
just for now. I mean, let's not, well,
Yeah, that makes sense.
that way it's not another step. He's got it. It's clear. Just freaking do it.
Yep, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we can, polish it later if we choose. But the most important thing is to get this damn thing live.
Indeed.
By the end of March.
Yep.
Right.
Let's say by March 15th.
Yeah, 20th at the latest.
Yeah, you may have made a mistake in telling him end of March, Tony.
Right. I would never say.
I mean,
end of
it's hindsight, so what are you gonna do?
I cannot tell you how clear, and I mean, I went into details about Tanya and, the money.
Maybe that's the
and-
problem, Tony. Too many details. Just say, look, we need it by this date. That's it. Drop
Well,
dead.
that, I guess that's Kate's job.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've been
well,
accused
Make
of-
it Kate's job then, because otherwise, I'm just concerned that it's not gonna go live and you're gonna, be buried with.
I'm already
Anyway, let's
Already there.
do the best
Yeah.
we can.
Do you wanna
Tony,
start?
your biggest fault is you're too nice a guy. You
Well, I don't know.
gotta be a
I've-
son of a bitch.
Oh, I can be that way.
Don't let us stop you.
You've seen a few glimpses. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I think
So-
I think that's it for the agenda, right? So, 'cause I
Yep.
really gotta get going.
Yeah, okay.
And I move to, what do we do? Move to
Adjourn.
adjourn. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you.
I'll
We have a
second.
second. Okay,
I'll second.
Jeanette's all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right,
All right.
we're gonna roll. Thanks,
So we're-
everyone.
Yes,
We're
thanks,
adjourned at
Colleen. Thanks, Tony.
5:02.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Aye.
Okay,
I'll talk to you in the morning then.
Tony, I'm gonna send you the pictures in a Google Doc. That way you can just
Okay.
pass them on to him.
All
Okay,
right.
bye.
Bye.